Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now the IEB Matric results are out and the class of 2022 has produced an impressive 98.42% pass rate. Let's chat to some of the top achievers now. We've got Dash Gilbert from the Curro Durbanville who obtained 7 distinctions, and Kgalelo Mahlangu from the Future Nation School who achieved 4 distinctions. Both of them join us now virtually. Thank you very much for your time to both of you and congratulations. Kgalelo, how do you feel? Is this what you expected?
This is very great. I feel very excited. I did not expect this at all, but I am very grateful for the opportunity.
And I just want to bring you in, Dash, in terms of the 3 years that you guys have had. You've had quite a difficult 3 years because you had a grade 10 with hard lockdown, a grade 11 with some lockdown, disturbances every single 3 months or so. And then last year only did things get a little bit normal. How did you do it? How did you feel throughout the 3 years that you've had that was so difficult?
Personally, through lockdown, I didn't exactly achieve the marks I was trying to, but I mean, it was grade 11, so it wasn't as serious as grade 12, but I took that as a lesson and made sure I studied harder for grade 12.
And Kgalelo, I mean, looking at the fact that you guys go to IEB schools, right? And you were telling me about how grateful you were for the opportunity, etc. How grateful were you when you looked at your counterparts, for instance, at government schools, especially during hard lockdown, who didn't really get the opportunity to get proper homeschooling, right? Or to get proper information during the time that they were at home. And obviously, you go to a school that has the proper resources to have made sure that during those 5 months you had some type of normalcy. How grateful were you for your parents being able to take you to a school that was able to give you the support during that time?
I was very grateful because our school was able to have online classes for us, and it was just I was so grateful for the opportunity to be able to continue learning, even though our country was going through a very difficult period.
And you, Dash, I mean, a school that you go to, a kind of school that you go to, and the kind of school that Kgalelo goes to, are those kinds of schools that can actually afford you the opportunity to contribute to the 4th Industrial Revolution, right? So how did you feel looking at the counterparts in your area who, for instance, had to watch you continue learning while they couldn't do anything during those 5 months of hard lockdown?
Yes, it was, of course, a great privilege to continue learning during lockdown, but it was also a big effort from our teachers and the managing staff at our schools, so big thank you to them. And it was, when I think back on it now, it would have definitely disadvantaged us if we weren't able to have school during lockdown. And I think I wouldn't have achieved the things I did if those kinds of opportunities weren't available.
Your advice to the class of 2023, I mean, how did you do it? They also were obviously part of what happened during hard lockdown when you were in grade 10, they were in grade 9, etc. So what's your advice, Dash, to the class of 2023?
For the class of 2023, I think I found out this year from the start, like new study methods and creating schedules and planning out your week is very popular. But for me, that never really worked, and I never used those methods. And I just want to let all the students know that who are the same as me, who don't use those methods, that it's fine. It's not necessary, because for me, what I do is I just take the time, make sure I have enough time ahead of me, and I just sit down and I study. It's obviously very difficult for some who need those kinds of planning schedules, but it is okay to do it the way I did, because you still end up achieving what you want to. The main thing is just to do what works for you.
Yeah. And Kgalelo, just for clarity, before I ask you the question I want to ask you, you got 4 distinctions, exactly in which subjects?
I got the 4 distinctions in mathematics, physical science, life orientation, and geography.
All right, so I'm assuming it was pure maths, because you guys have maths lit now, right?
Yes.
Yes. So are you looking at going to university or any tertiary education, looking at those particular fields like science or maths or whatever? What's your future plans?
I plan to attend actuarial science in the University of Pretoria. So that's my future plan.
And you, Dash, I mean, you got 7 distinctions, so it's in all subjects. So you are able to basically go into any field at the moment. But are you passionate about any specific field?
Yes, I intend to pursue a career in motorsport, so specifically motorsport aerodynamics. And it is quite a niche topic, which they don't currently offer in South Africa. So I am looking to study overseas, and I'm glad enough to say that I've been accepted at a university in America, which is Purdue University, about 40 minutes away from Indianapolis, where the Indy 500 takes place. So it is, of course, a very good opportunity for me. And it is also the same university that Neil Armstrong attended. So to study aerospace engineering there is quite a real opportunity.
Yeah, congratulations to you guys. That sounds awesome. But I'm going to ask you a question, and I want both of you to answer it. I'll start with Kgalelo. You know, you're people who give South Africans a bit of hope, right? Every time that it's time for matric exams, it's something positive. We get to speak to young people like yourselves who were able to achieve such great results after a difficult 3 years. But we're a country that, you know, has a lot of problems. We have load shedding, we have prices that are going up. Your parents, I'm sure at some point had to have a conversation with you about cutting down on a few things because of how much more difficult life has become. You know, any words from you, Kgalelo, about maybe feeling a bit optimistic about where South Africa is going? Do you have any solutions to the problems that we're facing, etc.?
I currently don't have any solutions, but in the meantime, while we're experiencing this, I would like all the students to keep trying their hardest, because these students are going to be future leaders who come up with solutions to the problems that we are currently facing.
And you, Dash, are you feeling optimistic at all? You're leaving South Africa even, you know, to go to a country that has better services from where we are looking, obviously, from the outside in, coming out of a country where services, you don't receive much services really, but of course you are privileged a bit to be, both of you are privileged actually to be in families that are able to kind of shield you a little bit more compared to pupils who are, for instance, in rural areas. But what would you say, Dash? Do you think that, you know, there's any words of encouragement that you can give us as South Africans, as a young person who's done so well?
In terms of the citizens of South Africa, I think the future looks very strong, because specifically with lockdown and the struggles we all went through, I think we've both very strong and perseverant people. So in that regard, I think we are doing very well. But also, I think no matter where I go, I will always be a proud South African. I love South Africa. And I will always look to, if the opportunity arises, to reinvest. And I know that many other South Africans will do the same. And I think South Africa has good prospects for the future.
Well, it's very great to hear you guys say that, because you are our future. So if you're positive, maybe our country will eventually steer in the right direction. Thank you very much to the both of you. Good luck and congratulations on your results. That was Dash Gilbert, who got 7 distinctions, and Kgalelo Mahlangu, who got 4 distinctions in their IEB board exams for the 2022 matric examinations.